Okay, so hear me out. Stop freezing your ginger and garlic paste. Why? Because you can make a paste that lasts 6 to 8 weeks with just adding turmeric and avocado oil. It's amazing and stays fresh for so long.
I've been on an extreme Disney kick lately, and I thought it would be a cute idea if I did recipes based off of Disney movies. So today we're making beignets from Princess and the Frog. You want to start off with 3/4 cups of warm water, 2 tablespoons of yeast, 1/3 cup of sugar, mix and set aside. In your mixer bowl attachment, you're going to add a 1/2 cup of evaporated milk, 1 egg, a pinch of salt, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, as well as 3 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. After letting your yeast mixture sit for 10 minutes, go ahead and add it in last. You want to knead your dough for about 10 minutes, set it in an oiled bowl, and you want to let it rest for 1 hour. Add your dough to a floured surface. Roll it out, and we don't want to make it too thin. This is around the thickness that we want it at. You can cut them into squares or rectangles, I did both. Cover with a towel one more time and let it rest for another 10 minutes. You want to fry them on medium heat, and they take less than 30 seconds to cook, so please keep your eye on them. Once they're nice and golden, take them out of the fryer and onto a paper towel. To finish them off, brush them with butter, dust some powdered sugar on top, and you're done. They're at their best right out of the fryer, so enjoy them as soon as possible. And the written recipe will be on my Instagram today. Today we're making one of my favorite recipes so far, this vibrant and beautiful rose pull-apart bread. The bread was so fluffy and the color came out gorgeous, so this is how I made it. 2 tablespoons active dry yeast, 4 tablespoons of sugar, 3 tablespoons of powdered milk, 2 cups of AP flour, 2 cups of warm water, mix and cover for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, add in 3 more cups of flour, a 1/2 cup of olive oil and 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of red powdered food coloring, and you want to knead your dough for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you want to add your dough to an oiled surface and create about 14 dough balls. You want to roll each one out like I'm showing here, and we're going to cut it into 3 sections. Braid your dough like how you would normally braid, and you're going to roll it up like I'm doing here. And you should be left with this gorgeous rose shape. Like, they came out so beautiful, I literally can't stop looking at them. You want to add them to a prepared pan and brush on some egg wash. Bake at 350 for 15 minutes. Cover with foil and bake for another 15 minutes, and you're done. Today we're making mozzarella stuffed crispy potato patties. They're packed full of flavor and also the perfect appetizer, so this is how I made them. You want to begin with about 6 russet potatoes. Peel, wash, and chop them up, and we want to boil them until they're fork tender. Once your potatoes are ready, it's time to season. 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1 tablespoon of dried parsley, tablespoon of garlic powder and onion powder, 1/2 tablespoon black pepper, a tablespoon of paprika, teaspoon of salt, and also a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne. Mash it up, then you want to add 2 eggs and mix. Lastly, you want to add 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Fold everything together until it creates a nice dough. Then you want to form your dough into smaller balls and stuff it with your mozzarella cheese. Flatten it down into a patty shape, and once you're done with your entire batch, it's time to fry them. Fry on low to medium heat until they're golden brown on each side, and you're done. Full written recipe and instructions will be on my Instagram today.
Let's make salted peanut butter Nutella, and let's go ahead and call it Peanutella. Add 20 ounces of roasted salted peanuts to a food processor, then turn it on and let it go. In just about 5 minutes, your peanuts will have turned into creamy peanut butter. Next, add 9 ounces of melted semi-sweet chocolate chips. I actually used sugar-free chocolate chips. Then turn it on and let it go again, this time for just a few seconds until combined. And there you have it, salted, sugar-free Peanutella. So easy and highly addicting. Well, what do you think I should make with this?
This is how Italians make baked feta.
Crushed tomatoes, this extra virgin olive oil, some oregano, the thyme, and some crushed red pepper. Feta in, toss a little bit of that sauce on top. Kalamata olives, your Castelvetrano, and then your Italian roasted tomatoes.
Olive you.
350 for 20 minutes.
Oh, time to dig in. Oh, small bite. Mamma mia. Today we're making 4-alarm pizza.
Get your pizza dough kit in there. Get your water in there. Mix that baby up.
Get your flour down. Knead it up. Get that beautiful dough ball. Olive oil drizzle in there. Now let it rise for 45 minutes. 45 minutes later.
Split it into 2 pieces. 1/2 makes your 1 pizza. Time for the sauce. Now add some shredded pepper jack. Now the mozzarella, corn, put your meat on there. Let's get spicy. Time for the oven.
I can't get enough of these peppers.
500 degrees.
Top it off with some cilantro.
Buon appetito.
Creamy cheesy shrimp pasta. Get 2 tablespoons of olive oil in the pan, a pound of shrimp, 3 cloves of garlic minced, and some salt. Cook them up for 5 minutes, turn them, and then get them out of there. And then you're going to need a whole jar of Delalo sun-dried tomato and olive pesto, 4 cloves of garlic minced on top of that. Stir it up, get it nice and warm, and then here comes in the cup of heavy cream. Stir that up, and then you're going to want to bring it to a boil. And then in comes the shredded mozzarella cheese. And now for your pasta. Bring the water to a boil, a little salt in, and then here goes the entire bag of spirale pasta. Cook it to al dente. You're going to want to reserve some of that amazing pasta water. And then put in the basil, the paprika, the red pepper flakes. Stir it up, put the pasta in, then the shrimp. And then you're ready for some creamy garlic pasta. Okay, get the olive oil in the pan, make it nice and hot. Now the garlic, the minced garlic, make it nice and brown, stir it up. Now here comes the heavy cream. Put the cream in there, get it nice and warm. Now the mascarpone cheese, very important, very important. Stir it up, make it warm. Now boil the water, get the pasta in there, the tagliatelle, the nest. Now stir it up, make it al dente. And then the pasta water. The pasta water, the most important part. Okay, put the pasta in the sauce, stir it up, and here comes the pasta water. Put it in there, stir it up, get it nice and good. Now it's ready to serve. Put it on a plate, some pepper, some crushed red. And now what do you think about some?
Today I decided we're going to have baked stuffed shrimp. So the first step is we're going to wash the shrimp and we're going to take the vein out. For the stuffing we have 3 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 sleeve of Ritz crackers smashed, a few dashes of garlic powder, a few dashes of onion powder, black pepper, lemon juice, 3 tablespoons of white wine, and mix that up. You don't want it wet. I'm going to put the stuffing into the shrimp as this way and place them in a dish with melted butter at the bottom. They're ready to go into the oven. About 350 degrees. They're only in there for about 20 minutes, no longer. They're going to turn nice and pink. You can make melted butter on the side for dipping. Hi, this is how you make fresh whipped cream. About 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, about 1/3 of a cup of confectionery sugar. Be on high until it's thick. Tonight we're making chicken francais. These are chicken cutlets. You slice them thin, dip them in flour with salt and pepper, and then you dip them in egg, and then they're ready to fry. Now we're going to make the sauce. A half a stick of butter melted in the skillet, half a cup of chicken broth, half a cup of white wine, some parsley, salt and pepper, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, and that's it. It's ready to go in the oven for about a half an hour, covered. Today we're making Italian cookies. 8 ounces of butter, 4 ounces of sour cream. Mix it up. 1 teaspoon of almond extract, 3 eggs, 8 ounces of sugar, 1 1/2 tablespoons of baking powder, 32 ounces of flour. With some flour in your hands, take part of the cookie and roll it into a ball about the size of a walnut. So now I'm going to put them in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes at 350 degrees. While the cookies are cooling, I'm going to make the icing. I'm going to take some confectionery sugar and put it in a bowl. I'm going to add some almond extract, and I'm going to do a little bit of red food coloring, but it's going to come out pink. And this is the outcome of Italian. Today we're making Swedish apple pie. First, you peel 6 apples and slice them. A tablespoon of sugar, a tablespoon of cinnamon, so it's covered. Butter the pie dish. Melt the rest of the butter in the microwave. 1 egg, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of flour. So now you're going to put it right over the apples. Okay, so now it's ready to go in the oven at 350 degrees.
Round and round I go, like a leaf.
Do you know how easy it is to make granola clusters? I find it so much cheaper and healthier to make yourself. All you need are rolled oats, mixed nuts and seeds, your favorite sweetener and coconut oil. My tip is to push it down so it sticks together before baking in the oven. Halfway through, give it a mix and try not to eat them all before pressing it down again. Now back in the oven till it's nice and golden. Make sure to let it cool before breaking it up. I love adding them to smoothie bowls with yogurt, and my favorite is actually on its own.
Okay guys, this is the richest chocolate cake I've ever made, and it's flourless. Start by melting your butter and chocolate in the microwave, then let it cool. Add your eggs and sugar to a bowl and whisk until it triples in size. Yes, it's a lot of eggs. Add your chocolate mixer half at a time, whisking in between. Then cover your cake tin in foil and place it in a baking tray or larger tin. Pour the mix into your small tin, then fill the tray halfway with boiling water. This is going to help it cook more evenly. Bake in the oven, then refrigerate overnight. Enjoy!
In honor of 10 million views and making my grandmother's no need, no effort, 4-ingredient bread a trend, we're making it a cheesy one. Let's go. To a very big bowl, add your flour, your yeast on one side, and your salt on the other side. We add them away from each other so that the flour can coat it and the salt doesn't kill the yeast directly. Add your warm water, not hot, not cold. Give it a little stir. Add in your grated cheddar or cheese of choice and gently fold it in. You should have a really sticky dough. Cover it and let it rest overnight, minimum 5 to 12 hours. Next morning, your dough should have tripled in size. Flour your counter, pour out your dough. Nothing new here. Flour on top of the dough and no kneading. Just shape it until it's no longer sticky on the top. Lid on or foil on. In the oven it goes. Now turn on the oven to 450. Turn your timer for 30 minutes. 30 minutes later, uncover it and bake for another 30. Let it cool, enjoy, and follow me for more.
This is delicious. Oh my, after 6 days of salad, all these vegetables are making my jokes corny. Catherine wanted to bust out the finest Greek salad ever. She understands the ratio of lettuce to vegetables, giving that amazing texture and flavor. She also understands the love of feta cheese. 2/3 goes on top of the salad, 1/3 into a small bowl. Now in comes some finely chopped dill, a little bit of fresh garlic microplaned, some white sugar, some unfiltered extra virgin olive oil, red wine vinegar, and what's that? Fresh buttermilk? Whoa, things are getting freaky in there. Remember to salt and pepper and use the back of the spoon to crush the rest of that feta cheese. Makes it silky and delicious. That's it, wrapped up day 6. Hit that follow button to find out what day 7's gonna bring.
Panzanella for day 7, please.
Thank you for joining us on this beautiful journey of salad TikTok. We are finishing off things today with the panzanella. What a glorious sounding salad, and it truly is. We're taking stale bread and turning it into edible gold. You're gonna rip up that stale bread, put a cast iron pan on medium heat with a whole whack of olive oil. So much olive oil you can see your pretty little face in the reflection. Oh, hi, how are you? Toast off that bread until it looks like the bottom of a deep dish pizza from Pizza Hut. Crank the heat to off, add some slivered garlic and toss it about. Now the warm bread meets the cool vegetables and it's gonna steal their macerated juices and absorb it all up. Season with salt, pepper, a little bit of red wine vinegar, and one final toss. Now the recipe doesn't call for cheese, but Catherine always does. So in goes the Parmesan Reggiano. Thanks again for riding on Salad TikTok. Please excuse me, I have a date with my butcher.
Oh my God. You nailed it.
Guilty as charged! Catherine wanted battered onion rings. I said we had to go breaded. One of us is the chef, the other one's pregnant, so we compromised and it turned out to be the best ever. Take some onions, toss them in flour and put them on a tray, let them rest. Mix up your batter. When it looks like this, the onions go in. Back to a tray for 10 more minutes. They're gonna get super sticky. That's when you drop them into the panko, you give them the one finger spin and into 350-degree extra virgin olive oil. Only the best for Catherine. Golden brown, kosher salt. I don't know what this red stuff is doing there, but she sure looks happy. Enjoy.
Crystallized pistachios, which I'm going to do on the barbecue. So we have 200 grams of pistachios. We've got 150 mils of water and 200 grams of caster sugar. So the sugar now is getting a slight tinge of golden yellow on the edges, and you can see that. So that is ready to be made. So let's bring this over to a wooden board. Pistachio nuts straight on top, and then we stir. As it slightly cools, they'll start to go white, they'll clump, they'll hang together, and bingo, the more you mix them, now they become loose. In real time, we all of a sudden have crystallized pistachios. How good is that? Onto the tray, give it a shake. That is how you do crystallized pistachios.
How about some spanakopita?
The vampires are a little nervous tonight. We're starting with 2 bulbs of garlic, covering it with our favorite olive oil, bring it to a soft simmer until golden brown. We're gonna take some of that oil, put it in a pan, and cook a pound of spinach, but please don't over saute because shrinkage is a real thing. Cover it with a copious amount of feta cheese, just smash it all in there, and top off with that roast garlic. Check it out, soft, sweet, delicious. Phyllo pastry, definitely not phyllo pastry, 2 sheets by 3 sheets. We're gonna spin it up because we're celebrating a Saturday night. Make sure every inch gets covered in that roast garlic oil. Leave the tiniest little amount on the outside just ribbed up because when you cut into it, it's gonna be shatteringly crisp, kind of like that. Full recipe will be on our Insta. Love it if you drop the follow.
That's delicious.
All right, guys, you're gonna take a baking sheet, line it with parchment paper. You're gonna use Pepperidge Farm puff pastry. Use 1 sheet, make sure it's thawed, and position it right in the middle of that baking sheet. Use a Hershey's bar, giant sized. We're gonna lay that right in the middle of our puff pastry, and we're gonna use just a regular knife and cut 1-inch diagonal slits on either side. These are gonna be used to encase the chocolate bar. You can do whatever design you like. I did a simple crisscross pattern. It's the easiest, I think, and it looks very delicate, like you got it from a bakery. Once it's all encased in the puff pastry, you're gonna get some egg wash. That's gonna be 1 egg and heavy cream. You're gonna get a nice heavy coating, don't be shy. It's gonna give it that nice brown color when it comes out of the oven. Then you're gonna take some thick granulated sugar. Just a little dusting on that, you don't want it to be too sweet. Then bake it at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes, a little extra chocolate if you want, and you have a beautiful chocolate puff pastry.